Many people today feel like they cannot focus no matter how hard they try. And it is not because they are lazy or broken, but because their daily life is full of small distractions that slowly steal time without them even noticing. Most people lose about 5 hours every day to things like checking their phone, scrolling through apps, watching short videos, or jumping from one app to another. These hours feel small in the moment, but they add up to around 76 whole days every year where nothing important gets done. You might wake up and tell yourself that today will be different, and you might even feel excited about changing your life. But then you pick up your phone just for a second, and somehow 30 minutes turn into 2 hours, and 2 hours turn into a whole morning. And the world around you is filled with very strong distractions that are designed to grab your attention, hold your attention, and make you forget the goals you once cared about. Chapter 1. Don't use your phone for the first hour. You let your day. Many people today feel like they cannot focus, no matter how hard they many people today feel like they cannot focus no matter how hard they try. And it is not because they are lazy or broken, but because their daily life is full of small distractions that slowly steal time without them even noticing. Most people lose about 5 hours every day to things like checking their phone, scrolling through apps, watching short videos, or jumping from one app to another. These hours feel small in the moment, but they add up to around 76 whole days every year where nothing important gets done. You might wake up and tell yourself that today will be different, and you might even feel excited about changing your life. But then you pick up your phone just for a second, and somehow 30 minutes turn into 2 hours, and 2 hours turn into a whole morning. And the world around you is filled with very strong distractions that are designed to grab your attention, hold your attention, and make you forget the goals you once cared about. Chapter 1. Don't use your phone for the first hour after waking up. The first hour after you wake up is one of the most important parts of your day because your brain is still waking up and deciding how it should think, feel, and act for the rest of the day. But many people ruin this calm moment by grabbing their phone right away, which fills their mind with noise, bright colors, fast videos, and messages before they even get out of bed. When you check your phone first thing in the morning, you are giving your mind too much too fast, and it makes your brain jump around before it has time to warm up, which then makes it hard to sit down and focus later. Your brain begins the day in reaction mode because you start by reacting to someone else's posts, someone else's messages, someone else's drama, or someone else's story, instead of paying attention to your own goals. This is why avoiding your phone for the first hour makes such a big difference. When you let your mind wake up slowly, you feel more calm, clearer, and more in control. You can use that first hour to do simple things like stretching, drinking water, brushing your teeth, sitting quietly, writing down what you want to do today, or doing a small task. These small actions are not fancy, but they tell your brain that you are starting the day with purpose instead of distraction. Even if you do this for only a week, you will feel the difference. You will feel less rushed, more stable, and more ready to focus on the things that matter. Your phone is not bad, but using it too early takes your attention away before you even get the chance to use that attention for something important. That is why the first hour, no phone rule is a strong habit that can change the feeling of your whole day. Chapter 2. Do the hardest task first. One of the best ways to get more done and stay focused throughout the day is to complete your hardest task early in the morning before distractions and excuses start to pile up, because your brain has the most energy and willpower at the beginning of the day. Many people spend their mornings doing small, easy things like checking messages, replying to emails, cleaning tiny things, or organizing their desk because these tasks feel comfortable and safe. But the problem is that they take time and push the important work further away. This leads to a cycle where you end the day feeling disappointed, stressed, or guilty because the one task that truly mattered never got finished. The idea of eat the frog simply means that if you handle the hardest thing first, everything else feels easier afterward. When you finish something difficult early, you feel proud, strong, and capable, and that feeling gives you energy for the rest of the day. You build momentum, which is like rolling a ball down a hill. Once it starts moving, it keeps going. You also remove the biggest obstacle first, so it cannot hang over your head all day and make you feel worried. Doing the hard task early trains your brain to stop avoiding work and teaches it to focus on what is important rather than what is comfortable. It does not matter if the task is homework, studying, a workout, a project, or cleaning something big. Doing it early gives you more freedom for the rest of the day. Over time, this habit builds discipline, and discipline makes focusing much easier because your mind learns that you do not run away from difficult things, you finish them before anything else. Chapter 3. Your brain is addicted to dopamine, not your phone. Many people believe they are addicted to their phone, but the truth is that phones are only the tool. And what the brain is addicted to is dopamine, which is a chemical that pushes you to chase things that feel good or exciting. Dopamine can come from healthy habits like learning, exercising, or working on your goals, but it can also come from fast and easy things like scrolling, watching short videos, eating junk food, or playing games for long periods. The problem is that fast dopamine is much stronger and much easier to get, so your brain starts to prefer it even if it hurts you in the long run. When your brain becomes used to fast dopamine, it becomes harder to focus on tasks that do not give instant rewards, like reading, studying, or doing slow work. This is why many people start a task and then quickly feel bored, distracted, or restless because their brain wants something quick and comforting. But the good news is that you can retrain your brain by slowing down the amount of fast dopamine you consume. You can start small by deleting or limiting one distracting app for a few days, turning off notifications, or placing your phone in another room when you work. You can also try replacing bad dopamine habits with good ones, like listening to music after finishing work, taking a walk during breaks, or giving yourself a reward after completing a task. When you do this, your brain slowly becomes more balanced, and tasks that once felt boring begin to feel normal again. You do not need to be perfect or strict. You just need to be aware of how dopamine works. When you understand that your brain is not the enemy, you can work with it, not against it, and focusing becomes much easier. Chapter 4. Meditate to stop random thoughts. A lot of people think they have a focus problem, but the real problem is that their mind is full of random thoughts that pull their attention away again and again, making it hard to stay on one thing for more than a few seconds. Meditation is a simple practice that helps train your brain to notice when it gets distracted and gently return to one place, usually your breath. You do not need special music, special clothes, or a special room to meditate. All you need is a quiet moment where you sit, close your eyes, and breathe. When you meditate, thoughts will appear like I should check my phone, or I'm bored, or what should I do later? But instead of following those thoughts, you practice returning your attention to your breath. This teaches your brain not to chase every idea that shows up, and this skill becomes useful in daily life when you are studying, working, or trying to focus. Starting with just 1 minute a day is enough. And after a few days, you can increase to 3 minutes, then 5, then 10. Over time, the thoughts in your head become quieter, like turning down the volume on a loud radio. You start to feel calmer, more patient, and more in control of your mind. Meditation does not remove all thoughts, but it helps you manage them, which makes focusing easier. Many people are surprised by how much calmer their mind feels after only a few minutes a day. When your mind becomes still, your attention becomes stronger, and the things that used to distract you stop feeling so powerful. Chapter 5. Your environment shapes who you are. Your environment is one of the biggest influences on your ability to focus, because the place you spend time in and the people you spend time with shape your habits, your thoughts, and even your identity without you noticing. If your room is messy, loud, or full of distractions, your mind will naturally feel messy, loud, and distracted too. A cluttered desk makes it harder to sit down and work, while a clear and simple space makes your brain feel calm and ready. The same happens with people. If your friends spend most of their time scrolling, avoiding work, playing games all day, or talking about things that do not matter, you will start to copy those habits even if you do not want to. But if you spend time around people who work on themselves, care about goals, and try to improve, you will slowly pick up their habits as well. Your environment acts like a mirror. It reflects the kind of person you become. This is why changing your environment can make focusing much easier. You can start by cleaning your room, keeping your workspace simple, putting your phone away while working, and spending more time around people who encourage you. Even small changes, like sitting at a desk instead of your bed or keeping only one or two items on your table, can change the way your mind feels. When your environment supports your goals instead of fighting them, focus becomes natural because your mind is not battling against constant noise